Hey.
Guys I went to high school with. So I knew a guy. Remember, I was in marching band playing saxophone, and my friend Robert Westbrook played drums in the marching band. I hit him up. Hey, what are you doing? Let's get together, play some riffs. I mean, and we were doing covers from like Sepultura, Obituary, Black Sabbath, just kind of whatever was, fun to play and not too hard to play.
So you're starting to gig around Delaware, and
moved to Baltimore after that. Moved to Baltimore, and talking about the guy's parents, Rob, our singer, it was his house, his parents' house, and his mom was super cool. We called her Pessimom. She was pessimist, like pessimist mom.
Rad.
And I'm living in the basement and stuff, and she'd make us food and stuff, and she would actually drive us on these 2-hour road trips to go play these shows in the van, like so that we could go and just party, party our asses off and get all crazy and whatever, drinking and stuff, and and she would take photos of the band and drive us back home, make sure we all got back home safe. And so Pessimom, Rob's mom, that was very cool.
You should show her some Dreamer. Check it out.
Yeah, big shout to Pessimom in the early days. And she's on our thanks list and stuff like that too. So
that's so cool.
Can I ask you the question about the name Pessimist? Because pessimist, being a pessimist is kind of being like falling back from things, and it's also like a brutal metal band name. Like, where did you come up with that name, and how did you think it worked in the mix of things?
Pretty easy. Sure, thanks. And it's a great question. I came up with that in LA in '89, like I said, and I had asked someone. It was actually my other drummer, his mom, and I go, "Hey, what's a word for somebody who's just obsessed with everything that's dark?" Because I was just into dark and evil and heavy and stuff, and I go, "What's somebody who's like that?" And she goes, "A pessimist." And I go, "That's a great fucking name." I went and wrote it down. I actually got the tattoo now, pessimist. And I made the star, 9-pointed star and there's a letter on each. I don't know if you can, let me do this. PESSIMI goes all around. And it's a whole concept. Thanks. It's a whole concept. I made the letters go counterclockwise because it's negative. And there's 9 points, but 5 of them point down because it's negative and only 4 pointing up. So like a pentagram kind of thing, but that same principle. And the eye in the middle is that's how you see the world through that. So there's this whole concept around pessimism.
I love that, dude.
Thank you. Thanks, man.
That's super cool.
Truly, down to the point where it even goes counterclockwise. I'm like, oh, you thought of every angle of this.
Everything, dude. Well,
yeah.
You've had since '89 to think about all this, so
1989, yep. And then kind of so we had the first full lineup in like '93, and like I said, we just started recording demos, writing songs, playing everywhere we could around Baltimore, Virginia, DC, trying to get out of state, printing our own T-shirts in the basement. Like we had our own what do you call that? A silk screen thing. Yep. Rob and his mom showed us how to make. We knew how to make that. You put a shirt on there and with the ink and make the ink. T-shirts hanging all around the basement so they could dry. And we did everything ourselves, man. Made our own cassettes with photocopy down at Xerox copy at Kinko's the little J cards and cut them out and made everything ourselves.
She really was Pessimom, dude. She was with you guys on all aspects of that, dude.
So cool. Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Fuck yeah.
All right, so back to the more beginnings of Pessimist and Pessimom helping you guys out. I love all that. So you pressed up or you made all the, was it tapes or CDs that you guys made in the beginning?
Yeah, tapes. These CDs weren't even out yet. I mean, this was in '93.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, I guess there were CDs, but not for us yet. So, we're still doing sets.
And up and down the coast,
DC, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, trying to get up to PA. And basically around 97, we go, and 96, we go, and we had enough songs for a full length. And we go, well, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to record a demo, but it's going to be a full length demo. So we recorded 10 songs in a fucking studio, and we started sending this out as a pre-production full length album. And that's where Lost Disciples stepped in. So we're literally at practice one day in the basement, and Pessimom shouts down the stairs, "Hey guys, there's there's a record label on the phone for you guys, you know.
Oh, she must have been so excited too.
We're all covered around the phone. The guy's going, "Yeah, you guys sound awesome. I'd love to sign you." Like, we're like, "Wow," you know, it was a big deal back then, you know, little tiny label. And but he sent us the contract, and the record was already recorded, so all we had to do was sign everything away, and they printed it for us. They pressed it for us, and then immediately, boom, we're getting radio airplay. We're in the CMJ College Music Journal, top 30 in nationwide. You know, hitting the top 10 on regional, local radio stations, getting in magazines, ads, doing interviews, getting reviews for the CD, getting show opportunities. Now we start playing bigger festivals. Like we play our first big fest is Milwaukee Metal Fest in 1998.
Which
is
King Diamond one?
Yeah, King Diamond, Merciful Fate played that year. It was awesome. Death played. Suffocation played. It was the last year they played that year before they took a break.
Right. I was Despise the Sun era.
Emperor. So,
dude, that's fucking rad, dude.
Yeah. So it just went from like 1 minute we're a demo band to boom, all of a sudden we were signed. And this is before like Nile wasn't even out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have one of the original Nile demo tapes where their drummer Pete Amora, I don't know if you know that guy, mailed me, "Here, check out our tape." We're just like, wow, we ended up playing some shows together with those guys, but they, just to give you a time reference, so like things were way different then, you know.
Yeah.
Dying Fetus was a local band. Dying Fetus was from Maryland.
Maryland, right? I was going to say, right? Yeah.
We played shows with those guys before. All they had out was demos, the Bathe in Trail tapes. They weren't signed to Relapse yet. We were all just local bands. So
that's super exciting, dude.